Yo, Skig, what's up, everybody, man? Y'all know who I be. It's your man, Pooh, CYGG. Now, today I'm about to be talking about why Mutt is in trouble. Now, this video is basically inspired by one of Ryan Moody's videos and one of Young Ye's videos. Now, basically, if you guys haven't been keeping up with what's been going on behind the scene, EA has been dealing with a lot of, financial problems as of lately. Now, basically what is going on now is one of the shareholders decided to deny EA money. Now, the reason why, because they felt like EA was getting a little too greedy, and due to them getting a little too greedy, the execs wanted more money. But in the video, Young Ye basically summarized it up why the shareholders basically said they weren't going to, give the executives more money.
Developing an addiction to executive overpay, says investment group. The same investment group and other investment groups are saying enough is enough. These executives are way overpaid, and the fact that they're asking for much more in how much they want to make in terms of yearly salary and bonuses and other forms of financial benefits, it's ridiculous. Stop piling awards on top of awards for top executives and make sure that the company develops a pay philosophy that is focused on talent development and retention throughout all levels of the company. Hell yes. In other words, instead of shoving all that money in the pockets of the top executives, maybe try distributing some of that to the talent below who are important and key to creating these games and to running the company as a whole.
Now, basically, they was saying, like he said, man, until we see more or better performance overall over the board, then we're not going to, implore you guys with more money. That's basically the gist of it. Now, the reason why, I bring in Ryan Moody's video into this is because this is where a lot of problems are about to start. Now, also another thing you guys gonna see me mention a lot is NBA Live 19 and why that game plays such a big factor in Madden 21. Let's continue. Now, basically in Ryan Moody's video, he talks about how they are also facing a lawsuit because of the loot boxes within FIFA. Now, of course, if they are going after FIFA, this thing is also going to trickle down to Madden, and Madden is going to also catch a little bit of collateral damage, if not a lot of it as well, because they employ the same tactics as FIFA does. Now, Madden 21 is trying to get ahead of this by, I guess, allowing some of the people who help with NBA Live 19 to come over and employ some of those same tactics that were employed within that game into Madden 21. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm about to mention a few things that NBA Live 19 did, and I want you guys to tell me if that sounds familiar with the yard. Now, within NBA Live 19, you got to play, different areas of the world on different stages while playing with your created character. Of course, that is NBA Live 19 Streets World Tour, but then you also have that employed in the yard. Now, also, when you go to the store in NBA Live 19, there are randomized certain, clothing that you are able to purchase, but you're not going to be able to purchase that specific clothing. It just randomizes for a lower price without you having to purchase the full set. Now, where does that sound familiar? If you guys have played the yard on the mobile, mobile version of the yard, that is literally what they did in NBA Live 19. And last but not least, in NBA Live 19, you did not purchase VC or anything to boost your character's clothes. You had two specific types of purchasable currency. One was, the NBA Live cash, and the other one was the store points. Now, basically with the store points, you were only able to buy store items for your character. You was not able to purchase anything outside of that. Now, where does that also sound familiar? That is within the yard. Now, that's why a lot of people liked NBA Live 19, because it wasn't heavily microtransaction based, which allowed people to make their character and grind their character the way they wanted to, but also not have the hassle of being able to say that somebody bought a 99 overall so fast. And a lot of people tend to think that this is the first year where NBA Live actually is seen within Madden. Like, no, this is not the first time that Madden was willing to take some things away from NBA Live 19. If you guys ever played Madden last year and you wonder why the Migos and stuff like that was put within Madden 20, the reason why, because NBA Live 20 was canceled, but you know, NBA Live and Electronic Arts, they still had ties to these celebrities that they had already put within the game of NBA Live 19. So instead of, you know, losing these characters, instead of, you know, letting these contracts and stuff go to waste with these people that they, you know, happen to want to affect their game in a certain way, what they did was just transfer them over to Madden. They already had Quavo's Takeoff Face and all that stuff within the Electronic Arts building. They just needed a reason to utilize them in a different area or a different product, in which they employed Superstar KO mode so they could utilize those characters' faces that they already had did business with. That's where you seen the Superstar KO mode come from, because NBA Live 20 was a dead game at that point. It had been canceled, but Madden 20 could capitalize on what they already had in place that NBA Live 20 couldn't continue with. NBA Live 19 was a decent game, but the problem is it brought in no money barely from, you know, their Ultimate Team mode, and it also barely brought in any money from their Chosen One mode, which is basically the mode you get to create your character and stuff like that, you know, the one mode or whatever. And the reason why that was is because people learned how to grind the system and only buy things they wanted to with store points, and they weren't, you know, willing to actually buy, you know, the currency, the NBA Live currency that was in the game, or the NBA Live cash, which is the same thing we're seeing being employed through Madden right now. Now, the reason why I feel like Madden has an opportunity to try to, I guess, overcome it, because they still have a chance to try to win the case, or they're trying to get ahead of it so they can try to avoid the case in whatever fashion they can, and that's why they're employing these type of tactics. Now, also, where I feel like this may get bad for the consumer in the future, I mean, it's a good thing, because if Ultimate Team takes a, you know, the hit because of this, then what's going to happen is, you know, whatever financial goals they may have in place and stuff like that, the NFL is going to look at that and be like, yo, you guys are not meeting the standards, or you guys are not meeting the goals that you promised us, and we have to let 2K step in and give it a shot. Now, where this is going to go bad for the consumer is if Ultimate Team does take a hit, as well as, you know, I guess other modes, whatever, what they're going to do is they're going to go into the yard, and due to players being able to grind for cosmetics and only have to spend, you know, store or credit points for, you know, the yard related customization and stuff like that, what I think is going to happen is EA is going to turn around and they're going to find a way to boost the prices and slow, or, you know, elongate the grind, make the grind more tedious basically within the yard, and they're going to hike up the prices for you know, the customization or the gear or whatever, to make you feel like, damn, I don't want to sit right here and grind this game all day just to get a purple helmet when I can just buy this specific helmet, and then the helmet, I mean, the price of the helmet is going to actually be high as hell. But I don't know, man. That's my opinion. That's why I think it can go. That's why I think it can go bad. But right now, man, for a lot of reasons, man, EA is going through a lot of financial trouble right now behind the scenes with Mutt. I think it was last year, I think they had, you know, the court case where a woman said that she compared the loot box processes to Kinder eggs, and then, you know, I don't even think they won that case, and then they like Fortnite took the court over it, because a lot of kids was taking their parents' card, even now, a lot of kids are still taking their parents' card, and they're purchasing a lot of these cosmetics, but where the difference is, they're just cosmetics and there's no loot boxes in Fortnite. You basically get what you pay for, whereas in Madden and FIFA, there are loot boxes. They will put a Julio Jones on a pack, and you would have to buy at least 6 or 7 of those packs just to get that Julio Jones. You're not going to get that Julio Jones right off the rip unless you go to the auction and buy him there. But with that being said, that is a form of loot boxes and stuff like that. So we don't know how this is going to turn out, but I can tell you that Madden right now is trying to get ahead of the curve, and the way that they're trying to get ahead of the curve is by bringing in people from NBA Live 19 to basically employ those same tactics that they did within that game. But we don't know how it's going to turn out. I don't know if it's going to go good, and we don't know if it's going to go bad, but literally we are seeing the same things that were in NBA Live 19 be inserted in Madden 21 around the time that their shareholders are pulling stuff away, around the time they are facing lawsuits. And the reason why this is being done is because they have to do what they can to be able to maintain some type of money to avoid other things, which is the reason why I guess a lot of people are mad, because they, this whole time they could have put mouthpieces in the game, but now they're putting mouthpieces behind a paywall so they can be able to finally give people what they want, but also at a price. Let me know what you guys think about the video, man. Did you guys enjoy it? Did you guys agree with me? Do you guys think MUT is taking a huge hit? Do you guys think 2K will be back in sooner or later? But until next time, it's your man Pooh, CYGG, and I'm out.